Hey Gamecock fans, we're here with our first rendition of From the Bench, a new thing that we've come up with and a means of continuing to connect our basketball program and the past, the present, and the future together as we represent just a great university and a great basketball program. And today I'm joined by two great Gamecocks, Cocky, and then this guy here who needs no introduction, Alex English, just one of the great people, and obviously one of the top 50 players in the history of our game. And just going to have a little conversation, Alex,
All right.
Okay. About your life and basketball and this university and this community. And we'll start it with this. One of the great joys of my life in basketball is the people that I've been able to meet.
Mm-hmm.
And I never would have thought that I'd end up meeting some of the people that I've met, and it's all because of that ball.
Yes, sir.
And at Kansas State, I used to run basketball practice, and Tex Winter would sit in the stands and watch practice. And then I leave Kansas State, and I come to South Carolina, and I'm running practice, and you're sitting there watching practice. And when I can say that I got to spend time with Tex Winter, and now I can call you a friend, and our staff use you as a source to just things that maybe we don't see when we're running practice, and the little availability that you've always made for yourself, that means the world to us. Now, in your journey, what moments like that have impacted you? Like, and I'm talking about what people basketball has brought into your life that just made your life grow.
You know, when I first started playing basketball here in Columbia, it was just playing for my old high school, Drill High School, and getting an opportunity to play for Dixon, Owens. You know, just enjoying the game. I didn't really start learning the game until I got here to South Carolina and played for Frank McGuire and Donnie Walsh, Donnie Walsh, one of the great GMs in the NBA, and Ben Jobe, who's also deceased, is one of the great coaches. I was going to say African American coaches, but he's one of the great coaches. Legend.
Absolutely.
And he taught me here at South Carolina. He taught us the fast break, and taught us the numbered fast break. You know, where you go, how you run it, and learning from him, and then getting an opportunity to play for both of him and Donnie Walsh in Denver, and that being our offense, pushing the ball up the floor. You know, something that I loved, something that I enjoyed. But there were a lot of local people that I learned from as well. George Glymph, who I got to play against him, and also he ran my basketball camps here in Columbia, in Newberry, and Carl Williams,
absolutely,
Ben Trapp. When I did my camp here, I did it at Newberry College, and I had the best high school coaches in the state because they all respected George Glymph, and George Glymph made sure that they came and did our camp. And I tell you, we had a lot of guys end up playing here at USC.
Wow. Those are like, I tell people all the time, I'm a high school coach in Miami, Florida, and I knew who George Glymph and Carl Williams were.
That's right.
And that's the power, the respect that those guys had in basketball. Even though I had never been to Columbia, South Carolina when I was in Miami, I knew who they were.
Yes.
And that's the kind of respect that their names commanded in the world of basketball. And I'm not surprised that those were people that were part of your journey.
Well, just to add to that, when I retired from the NBA, I worked in the NBA Players Association as the director of player programs. And one of the programs that we started was the high school basketball camp at Princeton, which is still operating now. And it takes the top 100 basketball players in the country, and they bring them to Princeton, and they teach them to play basketball. Or they don't teach them; they have a camp for them. And knowing George Glymph and Carl Williams and Ben Trapp, I said, hey, I'm going to bring the people that I know, who I know are going to do a great job. Brought them there, and they did a great job. And our first camp, we had Kobe Bryant, we had Tim Thomas,
Wow.
we had
Wow.
Lamar Odom,
Wow.
we had and Luke Walton. We had some of the twins that play. One of them coaches now at Golden State. But we had some of the best talent that year, and you should just see how they respected George Glymph, Carl Williams, and Ben Trapp.
Wow.
So local people that have had an impact on NBA players.
It's the basketball history here in Columbia.
Yes.
Does not get celebrated the way it should because of the quality of people that it's had. And it's I've learned so much in my time here about the history of basketball here. Mm-hmm. And you said a name because a big thing I believe that I carry is trying to create more opportunities for Hispanics in the avenue of basketball. And in my growth as a coach, two of the men as minorities that I thought opened doors for people of minorities were two men that passed recently, and Big John Thompson and John Chaney.
Yes.
Those two guys, what they did. Ben Jobe was probably as impactful as those guys. He just never got celebrated.
Right.
Is that an accurate statement?
I agree. The famous coach who taught him the fast break was,
John McLendon.
John McLendon.
Yes, sir.
Legend, Hall of Famer.
Yes, sir.
And Ben Jobe learned from him and used his system and loved him and celebrated his life because he felt like, and I think John McLendon also taught Iba, the fast break.
Yeah.
It was the lineage of coaches that had an impact on minority players, African Americans, Hispanic players. They all came from had a part of that tree.
Yeah.